So for the demolition, I am going to use this crowbar, the small crowbar and large crowbar. Then for collection purpose, the garbage bag, contractor's garbage bag, to protect the hands from the sharp tile particles and pieces, the gloves, to cut the sheet rod cutter, then the box cutter with a good set of blades, then plier to remove the plumbing things, and I've recently purchased this oscillating tool in case if I have to cut the tiles or cut the part of the tiles, and then of course the hammer. And this is a garbage, this is a plastic liner from the old shower, which I am going to lay down in the shower to collect everything in the on this plastic paper. To start with, the plan is to remove the cork from all over the side, everywhere, means in the corner, top and everything. And over here I am going to protect this piece of the sheetrock so that it won't get damaged when I am going to demolish these tiles. So for that I am going to use the box cutter knife and going to make sure that I just go through like this everywhere, so that when I'll remove these tiles, this set, it is not going to damage this sheetrock. And in similar fashion, I'm going to make sure that this cork has been removed from all over the place. And for that, usually I will use the new blade so that it can give the proper, it removes the proper caulking all over the place. So this is how it is going to be happen. And the first step is going to be and another thing is basically I'm not going to break all the tiles. I'm just going to see that whether I can remove pieces of this tile with the sheetrock, so that I can carry them and throw them away very easily. Some of the tips which I learned from the YouTube gurus is basically break this row using the hammer, and then once you have some space, just pull this entire piece using the brute force. We'll see that how it goes, and I will try to capture that everything on the cameras. So to start with, first this wall, then I'm going to tackle this particular wall, and then finally I will go for this wall. The only reason why I'm going for this one at the end, because I have to take care of the plumbing also. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not going to use this tub anymore, so at the end I'm going to just cut this using the oscillating cutter. So even though the tile pieces and everything comes down in the tub, it's okay with me. But in case if you are planning to use the tub in future, then definitely you have to protect the surface of the tub using some protective layer of plastic. So now let's begin. Now I'm going to remove the third wall which has the plumbing behind the wall. So this wall is a little bit of important because the shower head was over here, and then the shower controller over here. So mixer behind the wall will be somewhere over here, right? So this one is important. So when you are going to work on this wall or any wall which has a plumbing located on that particular wall, you have to make sure that you shut off the main water supply. So I shut off the main water supply, and this is what my plan is going to be. Now I'm going to first remove this shower head pipe. So for that, either you have to use the plier or you have to use the just screwdriver. It is basically you have to rotate it anti-clockwise to take this out, right? And sometimes it will come out very easily, sometimes it won't. So in my case, if I put this on, let's see that if it comes out. And it started rotating. Yeah, and here you go. So this came out very nicely. As you see over here, it was attached to that particular pipe. So this one came out. Now we are going to work on removing this hot and shower controller and this spout and the drainage and then the drain hole, right? So for this one you have to reach out underneath, and there will be a screw which you have to unscrew. You have to unscrew using the unscrew using the Allen screw, and then just rotate this anti-clockwise and this will come out. Same thing is for this one. For this you have to remove this face plate using the flathead screwdriver. There will be a screw. You have to remove that screw, and then you have to remove this one. And the same thing for this water drain outlet. And then there is a drainage. I will cover that in details, but once these things are done, then we can knock this out wall very easily without any problem. And of course I'm going to lay down the tarp over here to collect whatever the debris is going to fall in the top, right? Once this part is done, then it is going to be the cleanup, and we will be able to remove the shower tub after that very easily. I will go over that one once we reach to that point, and then cut out the sheetrock at the top all the way to the ceiling, because the tiles are going to go all the way to the ceiling. So yeah, so let's begin with first removal of this one, and then removal of this controller, and the So initially I thought this cover plate is press fit over here, but ours is little bit different. So I have to first unscrew this part to take out that face plate. So I'm going to unscrew this one and then take out the face plate. And this is the mixer I was referring earlier, right? So this is done. Now we have some visibility that what we have inside this one, which is a good thing. So when we are going to break this wall, or when we are going to remove these tiles, we are not going to accidentally remove or damage the plumbing what is inside or what is behind the wall. So now this one is also no problem, this one is also no problem, and the shower head is no problem. Now let's remove this drainage of the shower to see that what we see. So I have to just unscrew those two screws, and I'll be able to remove this very easily. Okay, so this one is also done. Sometimes you will see some kind of a plunger assembly over here, which you have to remove before disengaging this bathtub from the plumbing. So as such, now from the plumbing perspective, we are almost done except the drain. So now we have to disengage this drain from the actual plumbing, but I am going to do that at later time, not now. First I'm going to now remove this entire valve the way we have done it for number one and for other two sides, and that will exposes all the plumbing over here, and then we will take the next step. So let me cover this entire tub using the shower curtain or some tarp to collect it, and we will go from there. So the old shower curtain I am using to collect the tiles pieces which are coming out are going to come out while demolishing this particular wall. So I'll start from the top and then I'll remove all the way till the bottom. Hopefully I will be able to remove big pieces so that it is easy to carry and remove them from the bathroom. And as you see, with not much effort, I was able to remove big chunks of pieces from this wall, which exposes the plumbing. So here is the plumbing, this one is the shower pipe, this one is the hot pipe and the cold pipe, and this one is the mixer. We are going to remove all these things, and I'm going to now clean up this surface and show you how exactly we are going to do the plumbing over here. And another thing you have to remember, that when you remove these big chunks of pieces, there are nails are propagating from this sheet rock. So make sure that you just first remove them, or just hammer them flat before moving this stuff to the garbage. And this is the mixture which we are going to remove. So once I clean up everything, I will show you how exactly it is. But what I'm going to do is basically clean up the entire shower area. Just keep the tub because I want to show you how exactly the tub has to be removed. Then remove all these sheet rocks all the way to the ceiling, and clean up the surface and make it ready for removal of the tub, right? So cleaner the area, it's more convenient for you to visualize that what exactly you are doing. Not sure if it is visible, but since I'm going to match the entire shower with this line, I'm going to remove this particular sheet rock, and I've already marked over here. Yeah, it is visible, and I've used the box cutter knife to mark that particular line, so that when I remove this entire sheet rock, it will come out easily as one piece like this. And same thing for this one also, and same thing for this one also. I've used the box cutter on the edges so that I'm not going to damage the or basically at the junction of the horizontal ceiling and the wall, so that I'll not remove the I'll not damage the ceiling. So I'm hoping that this entire sheet comes very nicely, and once that is done, the removal of the sheet rock and the tile is done, and then I have to do all this cleanup before proceeding for the plumbing and removal of the. So now the third side of the wall is also removed, and this one was the main wall where the plumbing was installed. So basically, if you see over here, the way it was, two pipes are coming from the main source. One is the cold pipe and one is the hot pipe, and they are getting merged into this mixture, which allows you to mix the hot and cold water when you control the when you take the shower using this controller. And one outlet goes to the spout, which we already removed, and one outlet goes to the shower. So basically at this point of time, I've already shut off the water supply, as I mentioned earlier, and I'm not going to use the same mixture and same fittings which we have. I'm going to use the new fittings, but those installation of the fittings will be done at later point, where I'll be switching over from or transitioning from the copper to the PEX pipe, right? And I will show you that in the part where all the details are given, right? Means like how to, what tools are required. I'll actually show you right now, but in details I will cover that when I will actually do the plumbing. But right now my goal is to cut the inlet pipe over here, and over here, and then shut them off and start the water supply, so that this will allow me to take out all these other things without any problem, and then start working on the removal of the tub. Now as you see, that everything has been cleaned out. All the walls are removed. Sheetrock is now have been removed all the way to the ceiling where we are going to install the tile, and it is pretty neat now, right now, except the tub has not been removed and the plumbing is not been removed, right? So now let me show you what is Pex pipe. So these are the Pex pipe, one red for the hot and blue for the cold. And things which are going to be required is this Pex to copper curve coupling, which will allow us to connect copper on this side and Pex on this side. And this is basically very kind of a plug and play, means push and you will be done, right? No need of soldering or anything. This will allow you to remove any particular fitting in case if we have to. This is called as the deconnect clip. This is for 2 bucks. I will cover all those things in details. Then this is the fitting which will allow us to connect the actual new shower mixer, and that also I will cover. And these are the actual end stop, they are called as the end stop, which we are going to install on the copper pipe after cutting the copper pipe. And let me show you this. This is how it looks, right? So basically you cut the copper pipe and then just push this one and you're done. Start the water supply and see that whether everything is everything looks good. And I have this from the previous remodeling, so I'm going to use the same thing. Then these are the elbows. Again, this will be required in case if we have to turn the Pex pipe in 90 degree like this. Okay, they can curved all by themselves, but in case if you have to curve them and nicely in 90 degree, then these couplings are required. Again, I'm going to cover all these things. And this is the tool, which is a pipe deburring tool, which is required for when you deal with all these Pex and the shark bite things. And to cut the pipe, basically the PVC pipe and the Pex pipe, this is the 1/4 by inch ratching PVC cutter. I'm going to put all these links, and of course in my case these are the things required, but depends on how your showers shower structure means setup is. Things will change, but the idea is basically to show you that no soldering is required and you can do it all by yourself. Now this tool is basically the copper cutting tool, which we will be using to cut the copper pipe, which I am going to do it in a bit, right? So as I mentioned earlier, my plan is to cut this pipe and this pipe using this tool over here, somewhere over here, right? And then once that is done, use this end stop on both the pipes. So once that part is done, then this assembly of no use, I can remove this assembly without any problem, or not to, I need not to worry about water coming to this area, and I can start the water supply, which is currently switched off. So this is going to be temporary, but this particular part, the removal of the tub, is going to be the next once this water supply has been switched on. So using this copper cutting tool, I'm going to cut the pipe over here, as I mentioned earlier. So it's very simple. Basically you have to place this pipe between these two rollers like this, and then tighten this particular knob, which will bring this cutter near or close to the pipe. So I'm doing that one here like this, and without tightening too much. Now you have to rotate this, and after 1/4 or half turn, again tighten. So you have to continue till the pipe has been cut. So I'm going to do that one. So this is first, then again I will do, and I will continue with doing this one until the pipe has been cut, and you will feel the pressure as it is happening. I'm not sure whether it is visible, but the pipe is cutting. So you have to do it like 5-6 times, depends on how. And as you see, the pipe has been cut. So this is the way. Now this is a deburring tool which will allow us to remove any kind of sharp edges from this pipe. So basically insert this into this and just rotate a couple of times. As you see, the sharp edges are gone because of this deburring tool. As you see, the sharp edges are gone. Now in addition to I usually take the sandpaper and just polish the outside of this one, so that the entire this stop cap goes very nicely. So there are no sharp edges on the top. And then take the stopper, and this deburring tool will allow you to mark that how far you have to press it. So that can be done. So assume that this is the deburring tool, so I have to press my stop till this point. So for that I will take the pencil and mark that line. Now take the stopper and just place that washer and just press this one all the way till bottom, and you will see that it reached the point where I marked using the deburring tool. So this is one is done, and once we start the water connectivity, we'll see that there should not be any leakage. So now I'll do the same thing for the other one. Same thing somewhere over here. Place the pipe in between these two rollers. Engage the cutter by tightening this knob, right? And once it is in place, just rotate it, and after every rotation increase the depth of the cutter by tightening this one. And as you see, it has started getting cut. It is cutting. And every time you complete the round, just increase the depth. And as you've seen earlier, you have to do this 3 or 4 times. And as you see, it's done for the second pipe also. Once this is done, again the same thing. and it is little difficult with the tight spaces, but you will be able to get it. So again, that using the deburring tool, we are removing the sharp edges from the cut hole. And as you see, it is coming out. Actually, if you rotate it, it will be very nice. Unfortunately, because of the tight space, I'm not able to rotate it completely. What I will do is I will remove this pipe just by cutting this thing, so that I will be able to rotate very nicely. Let me do that quickly. This will give me some space to rotate my deburrer with this tool. So 1.5 inch. Yes, so this is very nicely done. I just use the sandpaper to polish the outside so that the shark bite goes very nicely. I'll take the deburring, I'll take the tool and just mark the reference line over there, that how far I have to press it. Take the end stop, press it all the way down, and it is not gone nicely. So using this tool, I will remove that one. And as you see, this time it went very nicely. So this pipe is also, I have cut this pipe. Now I'm going to just remove these two screws, and this entire mixture will come out. So the screws are removed, and now as you see, this entire assembly will come out, and that's it. So now we have the working space to remove the tub. And as I mentioned, this entire now pipes, after adding the stop valve, is in pressure. The water has been started out already. The shut-off valve has been switched on, and everything is running right now. So now the next step is going to be removing this tub and then making this area, and it's going to be surprised to see that whether I'm going to see the concrete pre-slope underneath this tub or not. If not, then I have to first start working on the pre-slope, and then the liner, and then the post low. So let's see. So for now we'll remove the top.